Today I'm going to create a bilingual video on how to butcher a chicken in English and in my native tongue of Hoi San, or other known as Taishanese or TaiShan. Kim it ngoại khỏi chắc gai ngoài cái lâu đầu ninh sĩ ngoài xếp lui quy cầu ngoài kia hậu chắc gai ngoài thanh quan bằng quy tu công. When I was 10 years old, I helped my dad in our family restaurant, and he taught me how to butcher a whole chicken. So here I have a whole chicken from Costco, and first thing I'll do is obviously remove the packaging. Đuôi ai yết you chuối na gao bao na gai. First thing I'll do is I'll identify where the top or the breast or the back of the chicken is. So khoai sắc hay cái gai hong ngok. Khoai sắc hay cái boi deck. So this is the back here, and this is the breast. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to remove the wings first. So ngoài hay Jungi chuối na gai yek du len. So I'll take my knife and I'll start cutting around the wing. I'm going to go quite tat na ngok. More quite more in a quit. So I'll go ahead and cut around the joints. And for the wing tips, or for the chicken, I'll feel for the joints. And you can actually feel two pieces. Ngoài mua của ngoài mua liang gạo của nó hay ngoài mấy tuổi không mất hay the joint. So on the joints, I'll go ahead and feel for the joints and just take my knife and press right through it. Cuts pretty easily. Ho yong yi tet. I'll do the same with this this wing here. I'll feel for the two joints. I could feel the joints are right in here. I'll just go ahead and cut right through. And you can feel the joints right there, and the knife should go right through pretty easily. Ho yong yi tat. So I'll go ahead and repeat the other side for the wing. I'll just start cutting around the socket of where the wing connects to the chicken. Ngoài khỏi tetna gai yek gun ngok okoi around the joint, and then I'll just repeat the same here. Feel for the two where the two pieces come together. And then next for the chicken legs. So koi si ngoi ling chui na gai bay. So I want to take the chicken legs off. So I'll flip it back over onto its back, and as you pull the chicken drumstick, you'll see on the back here the thigh is on the back. I'll just start cutting the skin. Tetna pay, and that exposes the inside of the thigh here. I'll just continue to cut on both sides. Tetna pay o leng ben, and then as you open and expose the parts under the thigh and you cut the skin off, this is when you can flip it over onto its breast again. Now you've got the back side of the thigh, and you can feel where the thigh bones connect to the back. So nemo koi te kai na gai yek nemo o the joint o koi ha ka boi te kong na gai bei. So what you can do is pull back until you dislocate the joint from the back. Just keep pulling back. And then from here, now you could start cutting down the meat, and then you can get behind the bone and then remove the thigh. And same on this side. Just start cutting through the skin and then cut through the meat around the joint and then continue down. So now koi ne tet na ngok, and then ne teta oga joint boy how msoi tet na quit. Ne tet na joint o koi ho yong yi, and then ne guaga joint. And once you separate it, it's pretty easy. And just like the wings, you can feel for the two pieces of joint that come together, and this is where you want to cut to separate the drumstick from the thigh. So now 你踢到佢你摸要拎病佢嘅 joint 你開個螯你撳個肉配好容易踢 You shouldn't have to fight with the bone. If you're fighting with the hard piece of bone, then you haven't gotten the joint because this part of the joint is all cartilage. It's pretty easy. So one more time, you feel over here. Okay, so na gai bei hom na gai yek tet the hoi la. So okay, you chak koi gi gao gai hong ngok. So you can feel for the breastbone here, and this is where we're going to want to take the breast off of the carcass. And what I generally like to do is remove the breast and have boneless breast meat, and then I can have some versatility on what I'm going to cook with it. So I just take my knife and I just start guiding it through along the breastbone. Sometimes it'll guide itself down the left side, other times it'll guide itself down the right side. And when I get down to this part, where the neck would normally connect, this is where the wishbone is. And this is where you can just run your knife, the tip of your knife, through and come down one side of the wishbone. So this is the wishbone right here. And then I'll repeat on the other side of the breastbone. So now I can actually see the breastbone. Now I'll come down on the other side and cut through until I get to the ribs. And then now that I'm down to the wishbone here, I'll go ahead and bring the knife down. So mọi quái sĩ thật là cái hông ngục. Ô quái hay you nấc quýt. Ô quái hay tức là cái cái nó phải quýt. His ribs, the rib meat is right over here. So I'll just take my knife. My hông ngục ô. Một tiếng ô quái tet lak loy. So now I'm peeling the breast meat off to one side as I'm bringing the knife through, and now I have a breast, one boneless breast, skin still on. I might fry it up to eat, but this part here of the breast is the tenderloin. And this tenderloin is usually separate. You can just pull it apart. And this piece makes for really good like chicken strips. And you don't have to butcher it down further. But with this breast, you can cut it down and make chicken strips. You can chop it up and make stir fry. You can grill the whole breast and make Mexican el pollo asado with it. So I'll repeat on this side as I pull my knife through and separate the meat from the ribs. And I'll cut at the same time. This is the tenderloin. Tenderloin. This piece. This carcass here. There is still some meat. This meat is there's some meat here behind the wishbone. You can go ahead and remove the wishbone like so. So there is some meat here. What I've done in the past is boil the wishbone down and then let the kids fight for breaking the wishbone apart. And then on this part, I'll go ahead and remove this part of the back. So this is where the breast was, and this is where the back is. So what I'll usually do is I'll just start trimming the skin off. It just makes for a little less fatty broth. If I'm so ngoy koi oga boy deck koi sak hai gai hong ngok koi sak hai boy deck ngoy chui na pay oga boy deck o boy deck na ha o koi giko. On the back you'll see these two pieces. This is sometimes called the oyster of the chicken, and it's one of the softest pieces of chicken meat on the entire body because it's not a frequently used muscle. So koi leng gao lai gao gai ngok ho soft. So go boy de koi leng ben hai ham o yeng mon hai ham chicken oysters. But ni mo koi wan yu siu siu ngok if ne leng tat de ga yong de kai chao koi na ngok kai lan, gai, chicken and broccoli. It makes a good stir fry. The next thing that I would do is I would cut through this part of the chicken where the thighs were, and then expose a little bit more of the back, and then I'll just run my knife through this part of the chicken as I start bending it the other way, just to make it a little easier, a smaller piece of chicken if I'm going to boil it down to make some soup. So ngoil quai chak quai gao quai gai o ga boi tek. Right down the middle, o chung gan, I'll cut it. Ngoi teta ga o chung gan, so ngoi yi quai si you leng gao, yong yi nai, ngoi bona hong, ngoi wana ga o ga bo, or ga chang. I'll put it into a pot and make some chicken soup. So this is it. This is how my dad taught me how to butcher a chicken. Ko hai ki hao ngoi ga lo dao, gao ngoi ki hao chak gai. Kui ning si ngoi sip lui, kui mun ngoi hey ni ki si bong ngoi chak gai. So this is what I would do. I would help my dad when I was 10 years old in our restaurant on butchering down chicken. So he would have different cuts to make different dishes. Thanks for watching.